Hi everyone. It's a really sad day, but I must go on. I can talk in grief, remembering Bibi Zainab Salam Allah Alaiha after Karbala in Sham, in Kufa first, then Sham, the court palace of Yazid Lanallah Alaik. In my previous audio I mentioned about Saima Peer and how I sense that she is protected in my country, the UAE. She's had the audacity, the boldness to put the blame on me for being suspicious about her. And she's told me several times that she's been my good friend. She was a good friend to me. But there have been signs that she wasn't. And yet, even our last conversation, text messages, she's told me that I had a problem, or uh, I have this problem of not believing in her, that I'm losing a good friend, and that she has been a good friend to me. So I took a pause. This is unbelievable. You would think that I am the tyrant, as Saima Peer has always managed to portray me. Even in CAS, when I had this very terrible traumatic problem, I don't know how I went to CAS school and how I completed my O levels, but Saima Peer has nitpicked my attitude, my behavior, my manners. However, they say with good people and people of understanding hearts, the goodness in us comes out. And these people bring out the bad in us. They make us somehow, I don't want to put the blame on Saima Peer or anyone. Before, what I used to do is reflect on my mistakes, and where I could change myself, I would change myself. But I realized that there are some people, and we have to accept that, or we don't have to accept it, but we need to. We need to accept that there are certain environmental influences and things that influence us. Environmental happenings, inevitable are they for our, to make us react or provoke. Unless we have this high kind of training from childhood not to react to life and people, and be responsible, and that is to respond. So we need a vigorous training of some sort. Unless we don't have that, we will be reacting to people and blaming others. And this is not my thing of blaming others unnecessarily. But there are certain things, like the wrongs other people do, it has an effect on the whole. Like Sadi said, that what humans are, and if you do kindness, they say goes a long way. So we are all interdependent, And this is how I reflect. And where I have been wrong, I've tried to contemplate and change myself. But there are people who bring out good in us, and there are people who bring out the bad in us. And there are people who cannot live with us and we cannot live with them. And so we have to choose one life companion. My example, I could be giving a rotten example, but the thing is that we have choices. We have a few choices to make, and we choose. We can't marry everyone, right? So we can only choose from this whole world who to live with as a spouse in companionship and commitment. Sorry, I've had to clear my throat again and again. There's congestion and all that. So we are making an impact. We are all making an impact. And on the other hand, we say that we are responsible human beings. We should be responsible for our own wrongs, but not the wrong of others. And we have to, set a point somewhere here. We're not responsible for all the rapes and murders and the wrong things other people do. Uh, but what we can do is we can not rape and not murder and not follow their footsteps. So in a way, we are responsible for our own behavior, but not the behavior of others. Um, when the psychologist told me that I don't need to take the responsibility of even my beloved mother's reactions and behavior. And likewise, if I do something wrong or embarrassing, uh, my siblings or my family, my beloved mother, cannot totally be responsible, can she, of my upbringing due to the way she brought me up? Because there are certain influences, other influences in our lives, and I would not blame my parents for the wrongs that I have done, because I feel they taught me to do the right thing, and the biggest, highest right thing to do is to love people and give them an understanding heart. That's the first thing I learned from the way my mother loved us. So I'm sorry, you may think this is a mumble jumble kind of a talk. It's not proper in proper sequence, and it gets from one thing to another. Uh, but this is how I am when I'm not prepared for something, and yet I find it very expedient to talk right now, even a bit disheveled and not well organized in my talk and my mind. And so this whole philosophical behavior, or no, it's the conduct and the thought patterns and how we grow up and what is right and what is wrong, where we should take responsibility and where we shouldn't take responsibility. It's the other person's fault, and it truly is the other person's fault at times. So even the law doesn't hold us responsible, although the law has loopholes and is blind at times to towards this depth of human emotions. If you read Khalil Gibran's The Prophet on crime and punishment, you would know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry I can't explain this in the entire details and examples and properly. So, coming back to Saima Peer and how she judged me in a time when I was not socially compatible. I was going through a great trauma, depression, change in life. Someone I loved dearly and purely was separated from me, and that was my life. It was more than my life. I feel relationships. We live for relationships. We don't live, at least I don't. Our lives are made of good people and good relationships. Without them, what is a life? A life is not a life. So this friend, Saima Peer, they sent, she was 15 and I was older than her. But it started from O levels, and she doesn't have the courage to tell me that she wasn't a true friend. The reality behind her, and I feel this is quite shocking how they could lie and make you believe, make you think that they are your good friends when they are not. And so where would these kind of people go? I mean, years of my good friendship with her she can't accept, to me at least, that she was a spy of Marian and Matthew, and that now that she's in Dubai, she's got some high, strong backing. And when I had to interrogate and ask her, she wasn't telling me that she's my enemy's friend. And all the more now she had the thing to tell me after knowing that I'm so disturbed and disturbing me with her deception, and I would remain calm and cool. So all the more she had the thing to tell me that she's so scared of me. Again, she's scared of me in Dubai. Because things led to one thing and another, and what she told me has made me, want to like kill her. So I told her that, but what I wish is that she didn't have a mother, and that her mother would not have given birth to such a treasonous betrayer. And so they say it's true that these elopements where you can't even respect your parents' decisions, but that you run away with your lover and then get married to him, like Saima Peer's mother did. So, I mean, here in Dubai, in the whole UAE, there's a law that if a woman runs away with a man without the permission of the parents or the guardian, especially the father and mother, you will be deprived of many things. And this is what Saima Peer's mother has done long time ago. I mean, you cannot imagine. I was not even born probably when they ran away, or perhaps I was born and they ran away Shaheen Pir and Saima Pir's father. And if the UAE government or someone against me and my father have chosen this Pakistani origin people Canadian citizenship, and now their children have come to Dubai, my mother didn't run away with my father. She was 13 years old. So according to the law, I stand on the right. I'm born from a prayer of a very well-known genius of his time, Allama Rashid Turabi radiyallahu anhu. So my point is here, stop judging me, Saima Peer, for yesterday your mother ran away with your father, and there are things happening in people's lives. God gives us a chance. Our attitudes change, we change, our behavior changes. And stop judging me and showing that I'm a tyrant. So stop it. If you do not want someone to condemn you, what kind of education has your parent given you?